Morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Good. I don't even know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, Sean.
Morning, Amy.
Morning, Grace.
Hello, good morning.
Morning,
Good,
Rosemary. Morning,
good morning,
Tim.
Amy.
Perfect. Well, we do have a couple more people signing on yet, it looks like. So we'll start with if anybody has any buyer needs or listings coming up that they wanted to showcase.
Yeah, I got a question can you hear me?
Yes, David. Yes, we can.
Where do you guys come up with all these pictures?
The pictures.
Yeah, or the live face like you. I mean, am I doing something? I'm not a real good computer person.
Nope. So there should be on the bottom, there should be like a microphone and a video camera. If you click the video camera, you can start and stop your video. Otherwise, to get the picture on just like the regular screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
There you go.
All right.
Perfect. Otherwise, to get the picture on the regular screen, I think you need to do something with
No,
signing.
that's fine right there. I was just wondering how all you guys were doing this. I'm like, okay, well, I'm missing something here. It's operating here for me. Figure it out.
Yep, gotta figure out all these Zoom. I'm on Zoom. I'm on Teams. I'm like, which one am I on, and how do I do it?
It's technology.
Exactly.
It's changing the world here. How many people are going to be on here this morning? Do you know?
We got about 13 so far. Sometimes we get 15, sometimes we get around 20. It's slowly getting more and more. So
Okay.
there's always people gaining, and we do record them so people can watch them after. So if people are busy during the days and wanted to just check in and see if there was anything that they missed, they can always go back and look at the recordings on Sweet Assist.
Got it. Because I was going to come on. I do commercial real estate.
Okay.
Okay. And my partner, Todd Broffman, who's with National Realty Guild, also, he can't make it now, but he wanted to talk a little bit. Or Jeremy said, why don't you come on here and tell everybody, spend a couple of minutes telling people what you do, you know, and if anybody has any referrals for commercial, we can help there. We can, So anyway, so when do you want me to talk about that a little bit?
Perfect. I mean, we can let a couple more people sign on if you wanted to start.
Yeah, let's just wait for a couple more people and tell me when you think I should.
Yeah, we'll kind of go through, see if anybody has any buyer needs or listings that anybody wanted to showcase. I know I'm still looking for my buyers down here anywhere from Mankato to Owatonna, that 300,000 range. So anybody hears anything pop up, let me know, because they wanted to be in something, at least signed something by the end of the month here, and so we're getting a little down to the wire here.
300,000. I got into residential years ago when I was like 23, and that was considered high end.
Yep.
And I was in like 1993, and that house, I looked it up. It's funny, a couple of weeks ago, 950 now.
Oh wow. Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. It's 300. It's like, wow, it sold at $300,000. Now it's like you can barely even get anything for 300.
Yeah, then this is their first home. This is their starter home. So
yeah, exactly.
That's what starters are going for these days. It's crazy.
So I have my listing up in Ramsey that's not selling, haven't had any showings. I'm meeting with my seller today. We're at 750 and we need to drop it 100,000. How bad does that look?
That's a big drop.
Oh my goodness. His children, adult children, of course, we all agree it's overpriced, and the seller like really needs money and he really needs to sell. But I mean, we are gonna do a price drop. Is that just something that's gonna be alarming for people to see, or is it a good thing?
Well, whose decision is it to drop it $100,000?
The owner of the house. Yep, that's it right there. So his name is Bill. Yep, it's his decision, and he of course wanted 800 for the house, and I did the comps and I'm gonna talk with him today, and I'm coming up with like 650. There is a outbuilding, which is beautiful, for the right person. But obviously no one's looked at it.
That
Yeah,
says a
that's
lot right there, though.
What are the comps coming in at? You'd said what?
yeah. Well, like in the same neighborhood, there's newer houses that are about 15 years old, and they're coming in at about 550 to 6, but brand new. Or newer, I should say. And this house
Yeah.
has not been updated. It's a gem, for somebody that wants to put a little money in it.
750 is a lot for Ramsey. It's a long way to come out to spend
Yeah.
750.
And
Yeah.
work.
Because I live in Upriver, so I know,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's 3 1/3 acres. Butts up against a Boy Scout camp that's private, a creek. It's, end of the road, a cul-de-sac. There's lots of private things about it, but again, it's just not updated and we need to drop the price. And that's what I'm going to propose to him today. And I don't know how he's going to take it.
And he's including all of the extras in the shop, right? Like the hoist and everything.
Yeah, it's a 10,000 pound automotive hoist. Yes, that is included. So, and the shop is really full of stuff. But you can still get, that's why I don't have any more pictures of it. It was just so cluttered. But you can get the gist of it for somebody that wants it. It's not a bad house. It's just overpriced. And, I've tried to tell him, we haven't had anybody look at it. This is why. And he just has in his mind that it's worth way more. So I'm going to show him comps. I'm going to show him what's sold in the neighborhood, what's nearby.
How long has it been on the market? 18 days?
Yeah, 18 days. Yeah, it was 2 weeks last Friday, which that's why I said, let's give it 2 weeks and see what happens. And he's dragging his feet with me. So we're also going to,
like Sean said, he lives in that area, so I could take his opinion. But
yeah,
if there's not one showing in almost
Yeah.
3 weeks,
yeah, no, absolutely.
dropping 100, I'm not a
that-
pro, but
Yep. Yeah.
I think
You know
650 is
darn
pushing
well
it.
it's over.
It's going to be some issue pushing this older listing over here at that price point.
So
Like I said, this is way far to come out. You got to really make a decision to come out to Ramsey, Elk River, Zimmerman, Princeton, and there's
Yeah.
lots of buildings with outbuildings and some acreage,
Yeah.
lots of homes. So I
Mhm.
mean, honestly, I think 650 is pushing. If there's an issue after this, after a couple of weeks, maybe take him on some showings to the ones that are around 515. Sometimes that
take 'em
opens
out.
their eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
take him
Yeah.
on a tour.
Good idea. I am also gonna propose maybe we add VA and FHA. Maybe we'd get a few more interest people.
Yeah, look at it. This house is dated.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Oh, the red carpet.
What's the FHA limit? Is it like,
Wallpaper, you mean the whole gamut. And that's
Yep.
kind of what I'm gonna talk to him about is like, unless you want to dump, 50 to 75 into it right now, which he doesn't, to update it, and that doesn't guarantee a buyer. So, this is one of these ones. I don't know if I can sell it.
So
everything will sell.
at the right price?
Yeah.
You're going to get it sold, but what are you proposing to drop it to? 650, you said?
650. Yeah. And the outbuilding is probably valued about 150. So, which would bring the house in about 5. But not updated 5. That's the problem. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you. Again, my whole thing is like, if we drop it 100 grand, I mean, of course it'll get more, the email blast will go out, with a price drop. So we'll see what happens. And it's getting late in the season. Labor Day is this weekend.
I'm gonna actually send it out to a buyer of mine who's looking for some acreage with a big shop.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, and again, even if we had someone look at it, that would even give us some feedback on, it's overpriced, that would help in him realizing, okay, someone else thinks it too. I mean, he's got like 10 people that think it's overpriced, but he doesn't. So frustrating, but thank you.
Yeah, that was a great conversation on that one. Any other listings or buyer needs that anybody wanted to go over? Well, I think it's 10 after 9 here, so I will pass it over to David here, who is going to talk about some of the commercial listings.
Yeah, hi. Okay, so like I said earlier, Todd Brockman recently joined National Realty Guild, and Todd and I have been doing commercial real estate 25, we got 53 years experience in it. I started off in residential and then switched over to commercial. So our focus was pretty much representing tenants, whether it was somebody with a 5-10 person office to big national account management firms with multiple locations across the country. So our focus here is just helping anybody, assisting anybody that has any type of commercial needs. It could be purchase, it could be leasing, and it's from retail to industrial to office space. So we're basically like a full service commercial real estate team that is just out there to help anybody that has any type of commercial needs. And again, size doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's office, warehouse, retail, anything to do in the commercial real estate arena, if that all makes sense. So if anybody has any buildings they want to sell, have clients that are looking to renew, and what's really popular right now especially with the office market that is crashing, landlords, tenants that have 2-3 years left on their lease and they need to downsize or they need to reduce their rent. Landlords now are very open to, it's called the lease restructure, which we do a lot of. So if somebody had 2 years left on their lease or even 3, and they wanted to restructure their lease and extend their lease, in other words, give the landlord longer term. So they said, okay, great. These people need to scale back, but we don't want to lose them long term. Landlords will renegotiate. A lot of times they can get back space. So if somebody's in 10,000 square feet and they're downsizing, but they like their building or whatever, we can downsize them, get them maybe down to 5,000 feet, whatever the number would be, extend their lease. So you're giving landlords more income long term for doing an early lease restructure to help out the current tenants, if that all makes sense. Does anybody have any questions about what I just said there?
The only question I have, do you work with like bar and grills as well, or just kind of more office and retail?
Yeah, we can do bar and grills. I haven't done
Okay.
a lot of that, but anything to do with commercial.
Okay. I know bar and grills tend to get a little messy with all the inventory and everything else.
Yeah,
And
you're
all, and
exactly right.
those are fun, but
Yeah, and then there's always zoning issues. Like I'm
Yep.
working with, yeah, it all depends on the bar and restaurants. It can be very
Okay.
expensive. I was working with a client recently right now. They wanted to open up a new restaurant, first generation space, and it was so expensive. We were trying to find second generation, like you said, somebody there was a restaurant that went under, so that's a good way for restaurants to find a second generation space. But yeah, anything to do with commercial real estate, we can,
Okay. Perfect.
and I give, we're all in real estate, so we can give referral fees like 20%. So if
Nice.
anybody sends a client over, we'd be happy to work with your clients and, pay the referral fee.
Awesome. Any other questions about commercial real estate or any other questions for David?
David, do you have a contact information like email and phone number?
Yes. Yeah.
There should be a chat on the bottom.
I was gonna
If
say,
you wanted,
where's that?
yeah, if you wanted to type it in the chat there, then that way everybody has it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Perfect. Anyone else want to bring up any new things that they're doing or any other? I see a couple more people hopped on here. So any other listings anybody wanted to showcase or buyer needs?
Hi, this is Shannon Schrupp. I have a new commercial listing actually out in Lonsdale, Minnesota. It's priced at $450,000. It has 2 retail businesses on the on the main level, and then 3 apartments, 1-bedroom apartments upstairs. We're really just looking for some showings. I've had 1 so far. And it is an income producing property. Everything is rented out. And all of the numbers for what the owners pay annually is in the listing, as well as the rents that are currently coming in. So if anyone has any buyers looking for an investment property, this is something to
Where is it?
grab.
You said Lonsdale?
Lonsdale. It's right on Main Street. It's 101 Main Street. On Lonsdale, it's a corner. It's on Central and Main
Yeah, I
in
don't know
Lonsdale.
very well. No.
Bringing it up right now. That's close to
Okay.
35, so you would think you'd have more, because Lonsdale, that should run 19 runs right into 35 there. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a nice corner lot too. But yeah, here is the MLS number if anybody wanted to check it out on their own.
That would probably be a good one for kind of like somebody that live in apartment, owner occupant type of space. You know?
Right. Yeah. And I mean there's a big it used to be a pizza restaurant before. So I mean it's definitely has space for a restaurant there and the main building. So
Okay.
Very nice. Thank you, Shannon. Anyone else have anything that they wanted to showcase or buyer needs? Otherwise, we did kind of get into how to get more leads. So Randy did send me something about direct mail. So why it is a good idea for real estate agents to farm their database versus sending it to a bunch of strangers. So Sweet Assist actually has all these super nice videos. So I will share my screen here. It's just a nice little 3-minute video that I'm going to showcase here.
Does direct mail still work? Absolutely, and it's one of the highest returns on investments.
Did it maybe mute when I muted? I was hoping that it wasn't gonna. Hold on, let me try to. Can you
One
hear it
postcard,
now?
greeting card, whatever the direct mail piece is irrelevant, but just the touch is what's important. And if you were to
Yes, I
send out
can.
Okay, I'll restart it here and I won't mute myself because I thought it was just muting me in the background, but apparently it mutes the whole thing. So
does direct mail still work? Absolutely. And it's one of the highest returns on investments that you might make. Hi, I'm Mike Cuevas with Sweet Assist. On this video, we're going to walk you through what is the return on investment, the ROI for direct mail marketing your database consistently. One of the top questions we get is, hey, Mike, how do I generate more referrals? Well, one of the ways you do that is by farming your database instead of farming a bunch of strangers. Let me explain. Direct mail marketing has always been one of my top referral sources. And the reason for it is very simple when you dig deep and look at the basics. And the truth is that every single person or real estate agent has some sort of network or a database with whom they can market with. And every single relationship that you have, well, they live somewhere, don't they? But when it comes to direct mail marketing, a lot of people say, hey, how does this work? How am I going to do this consistently? And does it really make sense to pay postage and print mail today? So here's how you analyze the return on investment with direct mail marketing. First thing you want to do is take the total size of your list. And the people that you should be direct mailing on a monthly basis are not a bunch of strangers. It's not a farming neighborhood of people you've never met before, but it is anyone that you would invite to your wedding or your funeral or expect direct business or referral business from. Now, the average database I typically see of a real estate agent is anywhere between 50 people on the low end up to about 300 people. So what we're going to do is just take the middle number here and we're going to say, let's just assume you have a database of 150 people. If you were to send out one postcard, greeting card, whatever the direct mail piece is irrelevant, but just the touch is what's important. And if you were to send out one direct mail touch a month, that means each person on that list would receive one postcard from you a month. The reason why direct mail is so effective is because it's tangible. You see, I have to pick up that direct mail piece, read it, touch it, physically engage with it before I throw it in the trash. And that, my friends, creates top of mind brand awareness. So then the next question is going to be, what's my annualized cost of direct mail? So if I had 150 people that I would be mailing that on a monthly basis, that cost me $1, that would mean that I would be spending $150 per month on direct mail, which would equate out to be $1,800 a year on direct mail to stay in front of those 150 people. So here's the ROI. Of those 150 people, statistically, 10 to 15% of them are moving, or in this case, 10 to 15 of them. But at the same time, all 150 of them know someone that they can refer you to. But at the same time, all 150 of them know someone that they can refer you to. So the question you're going to ask yourself is, if I farmed my relationships, how many of them would return to me? How many houses do I have to sell to make back $1,800? And what type of ROI would I create if that happened? And that, my friends, is exactly why. Because if I sold just a $250,000 house, just from one referral off of those 150 people, I know it'll be more, but let's just be very conservative. I would make roughly $5,000 on that transaction. If I make $5,000 on a transaction, I'm going to deduct $1,800, and then I'm going to have a positive return on investment of $3,200. You see, marketing your database, especially with direct mail, isn't optional. It should be a necessity. And if I was your broker, I would make it a requirement. The most important group of people to stay in front of are the ones you already know. But direct mail is just one channel of 3 that we highly recommend. If you'd like to learn about the other channels to market your business, check out the rest of the videos on our channel. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you on next week's video.
So yeah, how many people have missed out on a listing because their friend forgot that they were in real estate or didn't remember they were still doing real estate? I know I missed out on 3 this year because I was busy planning my wedding and I wasn't doing as much getting in front of people. And I heard about my friend's listing and I was like, oh, I'm still in real estate. Oh, I didn't know you were still in real estate. I don't see you. So it's that getting in front of people. So whether you're doing it on social media or these direct mail, it's you're getting the different avenues of being in front of them. So yeah, they may see you on social media, but then they're also getting their mail and still seeing that postcard saying, oh yeah, she is still. And maybe they put it up on their wall and they have a friend that wants to sell their house and they're, oh, you should use my friend Amy, she's great. And then they're handing out your postcard as well. So for direct mail, there are quite a few different platforms that do it. I know Randy has looked into Sweet Assist, or not Sweet Assist, listings to leads. That is a really good avenue. They have a 2-week free trial on the listings to leads site. So it's listings and then the number 2 leads. And I'll bring it up here. So you can do your own free trial. It's a 14-day free trial. You get all of the features and everything that you would get with your normal trial. And you can then after that, if it is working for you, you can always upgrade to up to 10 listings. It's only $60 a month. And if it is something you are interested in, I think we actually have an office login that we can get you. I think he said it was $20 a month or so. So if that is something that you're interested in, I would try the 14-day free trial, and then I would just get a hold of one of us admin if you did want to continue, because we'd be able to set you up under the umbrella to get a smaller monthly fee.
Excellent.
Otherwise, we do have we had something from Showing Time that everybody's always been asking about pictures. What do I do for pictures? How do I get pictures? Who do I go to for pictures? So they just sent us a nice little checklist for being prepared for pictures. So when you're doing interior photography and an interactive floor plan, you would want to keep the lights on. You want to open the blinds and curtains and let that natural light in. The ceiling fans are nice to see when they're there, but you can't see them when they're going. So you always want to make sure those are off if they have an option to turn those off. You're going to want to keep all the pets away and put those toilet seats down. That is a major one that I do see. I don't know if it's my background in photography, but when I see toilet seats up, it drives me nuts in pictures, because they should be down is more proper. And people are going to be trying to look in the toilet from the pictures. It's a very strange thing to be aware of, but once you see it in the photos, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It's actually kind of interesting. And also keeping all of like any boxes that they're packing up. You can even slide them when they're taking photos. You can just slide them to the other side of the room, kind of hide them in a different room, and then put them back as needed. You want to enable a lockbox or other means of entry. And you want to remove any personal or private information. So I know I've seen some where they'll take a picture of the office and their credentials will be on the wall from their college degree and whatnot. So just pictures like that have private or personal information, you should suggest them taking down for the photos. Otherwise, when doing the exterior photography, the lawns should be freshly mowed and blown, because I've seen that before. They'll be mowed, but then there'll be grass clippings throughout the driveway or sidewalk. So just making that nice, clean, crisp look outside. It is always best if the vehicles are movable, because I know sometimes they're not always movable. Sometimes they have a vehicle in their driveway that is off to the side that they've kind of forgotten about. But anytime that we can have like vehicles or boats or campers removed from that driveway or even in front of the house, that's going to help with your photos as well. People and pets out of the yard, so just trying to be mindful if you are taking pictures and there are neighbors out and about, especially with this season. Just trying to have everybody out of the specific yard, and typically if you're doing them yourself, this is what you're going to be looking for. Typically any photography professional is going to watch out for these things as part of their routine. And then I've seen a couple where they have landscaping projects that they're in the middle of. So just kind of clearing that up so there's not a bunch of paver bricks or anything like that. Showing that there's a work in progress, because people don't want to see that because they tend to get discouraged. Well, is that going to be done? Is that just going to sit there? Is that going to come to me? So it kind of gets those wheels turning. Well, is that really done? Is it going to be done? So just making sure that the landscape is nicely cleaned up and completed. And then another thing is the garbage cans, like hoses, anything that is for like storage. You're going to want to keep out of there as well. You just want the picture to look as clean as possible, and how they're going to expect their home once they're closed and getting into the home. So just a few things to think about. We're going to try to get this uploaded on Sweet Assist. So if you wanted a copy, you can go on to Sweet Assist and get it downloaded there. Did we have any questions on anything, or any comments that anybody wanted to put in there? Sometimes I think we're always too early. I do have the SPAR broker slides that I do want to share as well. There are a few upcoming things here that I did want to point out. So let me get those up here. One moment. So Ignite Others is a National Association of Realtors program that helps provide high school financial literacy courses. So NAR is looking for volunteers to be trained to teach financial literacy courses in junior highs and high schools, to hopefully have it be in every school by 2024. So if that is something that you wanted to check out, I would just go on the NAR website, and then they have it right up there that you'd be able to look into, and then you can, if it is something that you're interested in, they tell you how to get more involved in everything there. One thing that I know my parents always worry about, and my husband always worries about, is self-defense. So SPAR is hosting a 2-hour self-defense workshop during the Realtor Safety Month. And so if this was something that you were interested in, it is on September 7th. So coming up next week here. And Valley Self-Defense will be providing the training. And so being it is a sign up, you are going to want to sign up, being the space is limited. So that's something to check out coming up here. They also have their first ever nonprofit networking event on September 27th. So few participating organizations is like Dakota County, Ramsey County, Home Partners Northwest is going to be there, Washington County, Twin Cities, Habitat for Humanity. So quite a few different organizations will be there, and it's a way that you can network with other people and see what is impactful about these nonprofits and how they're helping communities in the area that SPAR services. So that is going on from 2 to 4 p.m. on Wednesday, the 27th at the SPAR location. So if that's something that you're interested in and in the area, that would be a great networking event. Along with the other networking event, they have the Grow Your Toolbox. So they have a networking event on the 12th of October. and you'd be able to talk with industry professionals and expand your network that way as well. So some of the session topics are keeping agents out of hot water. Here comes the judge, and so there's a lot of great talks and little sessions that you can network with people and learn a little bit more about things that are coming up in the industry or anything like that. Otherwise, if you wanted to check out the market updates, you can go to spar.com and see their area housing statistics. Or if you wanted to be receiving these slides yourself, you can go to the SPAR website and sign up, or you could email spar@spar.com and they can get you on there. Otherwise, did we have any other questions? We're kind of quiet this morning.
Good.
Amy, I do have a question.
Yeah.
When I was listing my seller's property, I wanted to know how much I could safely divulge about it without, I guess, getting in trouble. And so I know that when I was in that bidding war, people had questions about the prices, and I know you can't divulge like what the highest price is. So, I mean, I all I said was, well, you just need to just give it your best offer.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the limitations of divulging information? Without
Yeah.
getting in trouble.
Yeah, so like you said, you can't give specific numbers. I have always said, um, just trust your client and know that you can't give numbers. So maybe your client doesn't want you saying much of anything. You can say, hey, I've got multiple offers, they are above asking. If you do have offers above asking, you just can't go how much above asking. I've heard from other when I've been a buyer, I've heard from others that will say, hey, we have 17 offers. I've heard from others that um, you're in the top 3. So as vague as you can be without giving that number, as long as you're not giving that number, that's the main issue.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything that they wanted to add?
Well, I mean, ultimately, multiple offer situations can get real complicated. It really depends exactly what your seller gives you permission to do. I mean, there are times that sometimes the seller will let people know that, meet this or go above it, and we'll talk. But that was kind of during the crazy pandemic market. It's starting to settle a little more now. People aren't coming in with 40,000 over and no inspections. I don't see that anymore.
Yeah. Another thing is the escalation offers. I get that a lot. I actually have been doing it myself. I've only been told twice that the sellers aren't accepting escalation offers and to put in your highest best offer. Or I've had the one that was one of them. The other one said, I'm taking your escalation clause highest because the sellers aren't accepting escalation clauses. But if you're on the buyer's end, that's where you can be like, oh, well, I can get it for the most amount, but yet the least amount for my buyers. On the listing end, I would say probably doing that, use the highest offer. Otherwise, I would just say if your client is accepting escalation offers, remember that most of those you do have to do like the additions of how many days it's going to be, if they're paying closing costs, if they're waiving any other fees or anything else. So it's all of that added up with their concessions. So anything that's going to remove their profit from that high amount, you're going to have to look at, especially if the escalation clause is asking for the proof, which most of them do, of the higher offer. So that's always just something to think about on the listing side, is you're going to have to do a lot of math with those escalation clauses, just so you're making sure that you're getting the fair price for everybody and doing your accounting correctly. Did we have any other questions, comments? Anybody wanted to go over like any Sweet Assist things? I mean, I kind of go back to revert to Sweet Assist all the time. So I know I see a lot of familiar faces. They may know Sweet Assist. Otherwise, I do see quite a few new faces if we wanted to run through Sweet Assist here quick. Very good. Well, if nobody has anything else, I think we might cut today's meeting a little short. We are planning to have an in-person meeting next week from 1 to 3 at the Park Office Center location. Invitations and sign up will be going out shortly on that. It is the 2-hour CE for the hassle-free home inspections. So that one will be a great one to attend if you have questions on home inspections and kind of what goes on with the home inspection process.
Excellent.
Amy, I have a quick question. It's Rosemary.
Yeah.
About the email that went out with the Minneapolis office. Do we actually have a office
Oh,
there? What's that?
yes. Thank you for bringing that up. I had that up, but then I was going through everybody else's listings. One moment, let me bring that up. The email that went out about the listings. We have this 521 South 7th Street, number 108 in Minneapolis. So anybody can do an open house at any time. Just reply to that email. If that is something that you are interested in, reach out either through that email or sign up by reaching out to Francis or Jeremy, and we can get you all set up. It is Ryan Wooner's listing, but he is letting anybody who wants to go down there for to try to do an open house and get some clients. That's a great way to expand your network and also get in front of a bunch of people down on that Sexton area there. And then if anybody wanted the listing number is right here. Otherwise, any other questions, comments? Anybody had anything they wanted to bring up or talk through? I think we're all a little quiet this morning. Perfect. Well, if there is nothing else, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I know kids are going back to school here, so things are getting a little less hectic and crazy. So once all those kids get back on school, we'll kind of have a nice little relaxed time here.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nikki.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Grace. Hope everyone has a great week.
You too. Bye-bye.